and I'm so sorry to say this because I am about to play Wild Mountain. I don't love camping while I'm playing a festival. That's
Mm.
like I have way too big of a wardrobe.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Wilderness Wavelength Podcast.
Welcome to it. This is another episode of the Wilderness Wavelength Podcast. Excited to have you guys on the show with us this week because this week, the first time on this podcast, we've had a Juno Award winner, which is exciting. Celeigh Cardinal, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Celeigh, we love your music. My wife, huge fan. She does like pottery classes out here in Hinton, and they have like the Celeigh Cardinal albums playing all the time and stuff. So
That's so sweet. Aw.
Celeigh, you're going to be at it's like next weekend. So when this episode actually comes out, it's coming up real quick. July 20th, though, you're playing Wild Mountain Music Festival out in Hinton too.
That's right.
You've been
Yeah.
to the festival before, first time?
Actually, this will be the first time.
Oh, you're gonna love it. We were there a couple of years ago, and you're in a big field, and then the stage, and there's like some big moose antlers above you, and then you're like overlooking the mountains behind. Like it's a nice backdrop for a concert. Yeah, Celeigh, we met a long time ago through the music scene in Edmonton. Had some mutual friends there, but back in 2020, you won the Juno Award for Indigenous Music Album of the Year. Was that like a life-changing experience for you? Did that because I mean, you've been making music your whole life, right? Or can you give us a little background for your music history?
I've been singing on stages since I was like 4 years old, and then and in choirs and at church and just singing always. And then when I was 19, I started playing in bar bands. And then when I was 23, I had my son and I took a couple of years off, but even when he was like 3 years old, I started organizing open stages. I started playing on weekends. I think they did an article on me in the Grand Prairie Daily Herald Tribune back in like 2006 because I was in like 10 bands at the time, and I was also working full time, and my son was young, and I think it's just the thing that I've always wanted to do, so I've been doing it forever. And yeah, it was super validating to win the award in 2020, because I have been doing it for so long, and as a single parent, raising my son on my own and working, and him having to stay with his grandma on weekends while I go and play in some stupid pub for like $150.
Yeah.
Like, it was like we put our time in. So I feel like it was that boost that I needed. So
Just last month, you dropped a new album, Boundless Possibilities. Been listening to it lately. Some great tunes on there.
thank you.
Um, the first one, like the first single released off that one would have been Just Let Me Lie to You. Is that the one?
First single was Light of the Moon.
Light of the Moon. Okay. Yeah, I've been listening to it today. And you have it in vinyl too? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I saw that on the website, CeleighCardinal.com. Check out the website. Celeigh too is Celeigh Cardinal.com, right?
That's right.
Got it right. Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's great, Celeigh. And then you're also like another thing I wanted to talk to you about, because we have actually, this is a teaser for later on in the podcast. We're going to talk about playlists, and the podcast question of the week is about camping songs. So I want to dig into that a little bit too. With the new album and the concerts, everything is just summer crazy now, or what's going on with you?
So this summer, like I've been traveling a lot. I've been to Toronto like 3 times already this year.
Yeah.
And I've been flying everywhere because it's at that point where it's like not quite worth it to drive. We're at like 8 hours or 8 to 12 hours. So I've been flying a lot. So I've been getting sick a lot. And I've been catching all sorts of weird shit. So like I played with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra this year, and I was sick for 6 weeks before that show, and I was so scared I wasn't going to be able to sing, but I managed to get through it. So I've just been like trying to do everything that I possibly can to like take care of myself and be able to play these shows, like book shows, so that when I show up, I can actually show up.
Yeah.
Because I hate singing in like a survival mode kind of way. So yeah, I took it really easy on bookings. Though I mean, like I'm playing this I've been to where did I played album release shows
Mm-hmm.
June 21st and 23rd in Edmonton and Calgary. And between that, I flew to Kamloops and played a festival on the Saturday,
Wow.
22nd, and then flew to Calgary and played the album release. And then we just played in Smithers last weekend. We're doing a festival in Edmonton called Jube Fest, Wild Mountains the next day, and then Calgary Folk Fest is the following weekend. And then after that, I think a week off, and then I'm going to the East Coast for a week. So it's busy.
Oh yeah.
But I used to play like 200 shows a year. So I'm like, it's only like 50 shows so far.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I don't know.
We kind of talked a little bit before we even started recording here, but you're maybe like, is it self-care? Is that what you're saying? Like you're kind of, you're worried more about you're physically aware versus, financially aware. Would that be or?
Yeah, exactly. Like it was really, summer is the time when you, as a musician, you got to grind it out because that's when everybody's going to festivals. That's when everybody is out and about. And I always had that sort of like hustle thing because I was a single mom. Like my son and I had no money when I was raising him on my own.
Yeah.
His dad, who rest in peace, Jabin, never paid child support. So we were just like scrambling a long time. So I'm so used to just always saying yes to everything. And I'm 43 and I'm fucking tired. Like I'm tired.
Yeah.
I just like I'm trying to take it easy and just take care of myself first and then just like believe that the money is gonna come.
Yeah.
Which is yeah.
What does self-care look like to you? Like when you got a week off, what are you doing? Are you, laying in bed reading or something? Or what's that look like?
I wish I was laying in bed reading, but I'm laying in bed playing a game on my phone while Netflix is playing on the
Oh,
television.
gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
a good
should
wind
read
down.
more. I really should read more, but no, it's a lot of like the first day is kind of just like doing nothing, and then it's cleaning up the house. It's like I am just starting to be at the age where like personally how I feel like I'm like, oh, I could be a mother now. Like
Yeah.
I I understand my son is 21 and now I'm like, yeah, let's make lunches. Like I'm feeling more domesticated now at 43 than I ever have. So I want to make like nice food for
Yeah.
whoever is here and yeah, I don't know. I just want to be at home and be with my dog and my son.
I like it. I mean, that's what life's all about anyways, is, making the most out of these experiences, but then also having like a, work-life balance sort of thing.
Mhm.
Um, CKUA, are you still doing a radio show on there? What's the story with that one?
No, I quit back in I think it can't remember if it was 2021 or
Okay.
no, I think it was 2022. Yeah, I quit. Well, okay, so in 2020, part of the inspiration of this album, because I was initially supposed to release an album in 2020, and it was going to be called Euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about, and I had written a bunch of songs for it. It was about like that feeling. I get migraines. So when you come out of a migraine, you have this like euphoria, you feel just like
Mm.
amazing. And it was supposed to capture that like joy and enthusiasm. And then 2020 happened where, I mean, joyful indeed winning a Juno, but I had some really tragic deaths happen that impacted me. And I grieved in a way I had never grieved before. And I felt they were pretty traumatic. So it just like brought me so low and then so high. And it was such a roller coaster that it just changed everything that the album was about. And I totally lost my train of thought. Just like in the middle of that sentence, I forgot what you asked me. This is ADHD,
Yeah.
like IRL.
Well, I was just, I mean, you have such like a vibrant personality. So when you had like your radio show going there and then,
My radio show.
yeah,
That's what we're talking about. Yeah. So these super traumatic, devastating deaths, and me trying to process everything that was happening, and this roller coaster is going through. Meanwhile, COVID is happening. We have lockdowns. I was cohorting with like two members of my band, and my son was living with my mother at the time, and they're just up in Morinville. They're only like 45-minute drive away, but everybody is supposed to stay within your households.
right.
And he was living with her because I was touring so much. And so we were talking via Zoom. We weren't seeing each other. And so it was just a really tough time. And then doing a pre-recorded show, because I was rarely going into CKUA studios, just that 1 hour of radio to create takes me a long time because I'm not like, it's all self-taught. So I'm not good at editing. I'm
Yeah.
terrible at editing. And so it would take me like 6 hours. And I didn't have any of there was no vibrancy. There was no enthusiasm. I just didn't want to do it. And I didn't want to fake it. I hate faking anything.
Yeah.
So I just had to call it.
This album, it seems like, just for me listening to it for the past few weeks here, your new album, Boundless Possibilities, it seems like there's more confidence in it. Do you feel more confident in your singing? Like it seems like it different than your last couple albums. I don't know if that's just how I'm listening to it, but
Yeah.
how's it feel for you?
Definitely, like, I started taking voice lessons in 2018. And this was after I had recorded, or like around the time I had recorded my last album. And it's because I'm self-taught with everything. I never learned proper technique in singing. So I had to reteach myself how to sing, kind of, because I was doing damage to my voice. I was wanted to be Janis Joplin or Jim Morrison, and that's no good for the voice.
No.
No good. So yeah, so I've been taking voice lessons and I have been gaining confidence in that way. But I'm also like, I turned 40 in 2020. The confidence that comes with age, or like just the self-assuredness, or
Yeah.
I don't know, just like the knowing, the awareness that you have of yourself, I think it changes the way you walk through life, the way you navigate things. And I feel different.
Does your band, you always got the same band where you go into all these festivals throughout the summer? Like the same
No,
group with you, or
not this year. I started changing it up a little bit. I needed change. I'm a super loyal person, and I tend to like, I'll meet somebody, I'm like, you're my best friend forever, and I love you so
right?
much. And then I hold on to them and I like keep
Yeah.
them as close as I can. And that's not, I don't know, it's a little stifling for everybody. So I decided it would be good to, explore. If I'm not going to date people romantically, I might as well date them musically. And that's
Oh, okay.
what I'm doing these days. And I've been playing with a few people for a while. Brennan Cameron, who plays keyboards with me, he writes a lot of songs with me, and we have a musical partnership going on that is really special. And he's also like, so he's always there. But yeah, there's fluctuation happening.
Speaking of writing songs, too, I didn't bring this up earlier, but you'd won the for Western Canadian Music Awards Songwriter of the Year back in 2020 also, and Indigenous Artist of the Year. So, I mean, you can see a lot of this on Kayleigh's website, but so many different awards she's been nominated for and won.
I don't know if I won that one.
Yeah, you won that one, Caleigh.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Based on my internet research today. Wikipedia says you won for sure. So.
Oh, well, heck yeah.
Yeah, they're always right.
All right.
The concert that we're talking about, the Wildmount Music Festival up in Hinton here, a few big names coming up there too. Like you're playing on the Saturday, July the 20th. Gord Bamford actually coming in after you. A couple names I recognize, like Scott Cook's playing earlier that afternoon. Someone from the Edmonton, Alberta music scene. Sheepdog's up here this year, so it's going to be and Scenic Route to Alaska playing too. So I'm sure with these festivals you have a chance to run into a lot of the same people bouncing around.
Yeah, like every year there's kind of a circuit, like a different group of people that are kind of going around to different festivals. Yeah, I haven't actually, I just ran into Scott Cook randomly. I was on a date in Riverdale.
A music date or a real date?
Oh, it was a real date,
Okay.
but it's no. And that's the first time I've seen him in years and years. And so it'd be cool to see him at the festival. And it is nice to catch up with people there, because I actually don't have much of a social life. So
yeah, well, when you're doing this many trips and on the road and everything, I completely get that. Do you have a favorite? Like, I know it's tough to pick one. Do you have a favorite festival you've played, or one you want to go back to every year, or does anything come to mind? I know you did some like festivals over in Europe too, and you've been a lot of places.
Yeah, I mean, I did Reeperbahn in 2019. I would love to play that again.
What's that one?
That was in Hamburg, and it's just like it's international showcases. So you see so many different types of people playing. Everybody's there to try to get you know, artistic directors to come out and watch them play. So it's kind of a hustle, it's kind of a grind, but it's still so fun. And I had such a great time. William Prince almost killed my drummer by feeding him way too much Jameson.
Wow.
It was it was a wild time. It was so fun though. And I kind of miss Germany. I've been there a few times, and I'd like to go back there. But I'm excited to play Calgary Folk Fest. I've only ever played that once before,
Yeah.
and it's good vibes. Edmonton Folk Fest is good vibes, and Vancouver, good vibes there too. But my main thing is I'd like to go out to the east, and I am this year finally going out to the East Coast and do exploring there because I want to play more on the East Coast.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Our podcast question of the week. We posted. Thanks to everyone that sent in the responses too, like over 100 responses on this one. But the question is, what song is mandatory on your camping playlist? Kaylee, do you do much camping? You get a chance to do any camping?
You see these nails?
Yeah, yeah. They're not wood
You know
chopper
what?
nails.
I actually love camping. I love cooking on a fire,
Yeah.
but camping does not love me. Over the last like 10 years, I've developed the worst seasonal allergies, and being outside in the summer is the worst. Like it just I'm congested, I'm snotty, it's so gross. And
Yeah.
I'm also allergic to smoke. So like too much campfire is not good. But if I'm on my own with just like a couple of people and it's kind of a clear weekend, pollen wise,
Yeah.
then I do like camping. But I don't love, and I'm so sorry to say this because I am about to play Wild Mountain. I don't love camping while I'm playing a festival. That's like I have way too big of a wardrobe.
Yeah.
I need a good sleep.
Yeah.
I just can't with that.
No, I
But
get that.
that's because I'm performing. So
Yeah. Most of the responses, okay, a lot of great responses for people's songs coming in. Fishing in the Dark. Man, it must have been like 10 out of 100 people loving hearing Fishing in the Dark and part of the camping playlist. And then maybe not half, maybe like a third of the responses are like viciously against playing music when you're camping. Like this Marine says, never listen to music when I'm camping, just enjoy listening to people and nature around me. Ashley says campers should be seen, not heard. So there's like
I like it.
yeah, there's a bit of like, okay, if you're partying and you're waking up the whole campground, people aren't liking it. But a lot of 90s country showing up on these some Willie, Waylon, Johnny. So yeah, thanks everyone for the responses for that one. And that's our podcast question of the week. But that kind of leads me into I mean, I love going out to nature and listening to the birds and the wind and everything. But I also love listening to music because I feel like there's a lot of times I'll be listening to a song. Let's say I'm sitting around a campfire, or I'm fishing or whatever, and a song comes on and it's just like, oh, this song is perfect. And then when I'm driving to work or something, in 3 weeks and that song comes on, it just takes me back to that spot. And that's kind of what that's why I love having some tunes playing when I'm out camping. So I'm always trying to build a playlist. You've just created a playlist for Spotify. Can you tell us about that one?
Yeah, so it is it's a monthly playlist that is put out, and it's different Indigenous artists that get to curate a playlist of other Canadian Indigenous artists. And I was asked to do this, which is kind of special because it's a lot of folks who are on labels that tend to get asked to do this. And it's really hard as an independent artist to be noticed by Spotify and Apple and those kinds of things. But I have a publicist who is really good, and we really work together on everything, and she helped me get it. And yeah, it's super exciting because it gets my music heard by like way more people. There's like 50,000 I think playlist saves.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's wild. It's so awesome.
Indigenous is the name of the playlist. You can find it on Spotify. I'll link it up too in the comments here. Do you have I hate to put you on the spot here, but do you have any Indigenous like maybe up and coming artists that we should know about? Or
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, what do you got for us?
Sebastian Gaskin is like super soulful singer-songwriter who's kind of like Frank Ocean,
Mm,
like beautiful. Wyatt C. Lewis is out of Calgary, and they're really like Wyatt's voice is like Jeff Buckley's voice. Like he has
okay.
the same like virtuosity. Like I feel like he's very special, and he's kind of Americana genre. Um, and then who else is there? Oh my God. There is Haley Wallace, who's out of BC, and she's got kind of like sort of like a new jazz kind of who would I compare her to? I don't know. I feel like she's got kind of like Erica Badu vibes, but like
Okay.
once again in sort of like an indie Americana type of way. Anyways, I mean I could do this for hours.
Yeah. Do you feel like you being in the indigenous scene, do you feel like it's like the music is growing, like the more indigenous artists coming out and getting noticed? Does that seem like it's growing in the past few years?
Oh, yeah, it is so much. And it's also like, I mean, a lot of people have noticed that there's been more funding for Indigenous artists in the last, I want to say, 10 years. Before it used to be really minimal, and it would be a big community of people fighting for like one spot. Even sometimes it feels that way still, like festivals. I feel like I'm competing with my peers to get a spot at a festival because it's my album cycle. And that feels really shitty. Like it feels like there should be probably a bit more space for like the original,
Hmm.
you know, people of this country.
Yeah.
But when I was booking gigs for myself, there were times when I would show up with a like really crappy classical guitar. I'm trying not to swear so much. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. No, you're good.
Uh like a really crappy classical guitar, and I would show up and sing like sad girl folk songs, and people would be like in distress because they hired Celeigh Cardinal, who's obviously indigenous, and they wanted me to like play the hand drum and some
Right. Yeah.
traditional. And I had to start vetting people when they asked me to play shows. What is it you're looking for?
Hmm.
But these days we have a better understanding that indigenous people are multidimensional people. They're just like you, and they're just like our neighbors. Like we can sing different genres of music, and so we're not pigeonholed the same way anymore. And it really I don't know, you can see more representation of indigenous people in all the genres, and I love it. It's a game changer for
Yeah.
sure.
Was your family super musical growing up then?
um yes, sort of. My mom, she played bass in like a country band for,
Oh,
I don't
cool.
know, like a year or something like that. But I grew up in church, so we did a lot of singing. My dad's side of the family, there's a lot of country singers who like played at bars like the York Hotel in Grand Prairie, like all the really kind of divey bars
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
70s. So yeah, there's musical people on both sides of my family.
What's the plan in the next few years then, Kaylee? You got like, I mean, you just released this album. Is the plan now to kind of get out there and promote the album? And is that the move right now?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Booking is like, this job is so interesting because I book a show, I play it, and it's done. And I better have booked a whole year full of shows after that, or else I have nothing to do for like 6 months.
Right.
So it's really hard for me, who I'm a very short-term thinker, to like keep up with everything all the time. But yeah, that's the plan. Like, just I want to write some more music now. I've been working on these songs for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So like I'm so happy this album is done. I really needed to release it, but I'm also really excited to write more stuff and to just see what comes from like the next songwriting sessions I do. And yeah.
Boundless Possibilities came out June 21st, available on all streaming platforms. You gonna have the vinyl copies for sale at Wild
Mm,
Mountain?
totally.
Dynamite. Perfect. I'm gonna pick one of those up. I'm excited to chat with you at Wild Mountain. I'm have my podcast studio set up there too, so I might even
Oh, sweet.
flag you down and try to talk to you there too. Also, in your biography, nothing on there about you being a great volleyball player. We've you
Stop.
gotta add it to the, you gotta add it to the website.
Do you remember when I fractured my finger?
I
I
feel like you kept playing though, right?
I did,
Yeah.
and then the next day now it's like crooked now. The next day I had gigs, and I went and got it looked at, and they're like, yeah, it's fractured. You probably shouldn't use it. But I had
Yeah.
so many gigs, so I just kept playing the stupid guitar, and I have a crooked pinky because of that really bad set that I did. But
We played volleyball. Yeah, man, it was like 5-6 years ago, probably. But yeah, you were the captain of the team, the best player on our team. So it was like
I was not the best player on the team. Thank you. That's so flattering. I wasn't, but
put
oh,
it
the
on the
guitar player,
bio, Kayleigh. Put it on there that you're a volleyball
maybe I
star.
will. I don't know. Also, I do want to say my my song for Around the Fire is
Yeah.
What I Got by Sublime,
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
because then everyone sings along.
Yeah, those are always good songs. That was a lot came up like that too. Like Sweet Caroline was like one of the ones
Yeah.
too, because they're like, oh, then you crank it after 2 beers and the whole campground sings along with you, and it's like, yeah, I think you think the whole campground singing along with you, but
They're not. Yeah,
yeah,
you're just drunk.
yeah,
But What I Got is only 2 chords. It's D and G, so anybody can play it on the guitar. So
yeah,
it's a good campfire song
yeah,
in that
exactly.
way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kayleigh, I really appreciate you. I know like you got a hectic schedule, you're busy. I appreciate you so much taking the time to chat with me today.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see you next in a week and a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be selling beer koozies too. So I'll have
Okay.
my beer koozie tent set up, and it's like the perfect setup for me because I can just sell beer koozies and be watching the stage, 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
So
And are you just gonna pull random people in for chats?
I'm gonna try and see how that works. I don't know. Like people
Okay.
get awkward when you hand them a microphone. It's like, hey, like let's just chat. But
Oh,
I hope
not
so.
the musicians.
Yeah.
They will talk for as long as they can.
Yeah, I ran it last time like 2 years ago. T-Rav the Transformer, you know
Oh
him?
yeah,
Yeah. He walked by and he had like it was a shark tooth or like a grizzly claw necklace or something, and so we talked about that for half an hour.
I bet.
Those like it's people like you and the artists that like you guys have like such passion for what you're doing and like such cool experiences, and yeah, it's just exciting to be around and to be able to talk to people like you. So
Yeah.
CeleighCardinal.com, CeleighCardinal.com. We'll link it up on the show notes here too, and I'll link up that Indigenous playlist on Spotify and your new album too, so Boundless Possibilities. And yeah, the wife just wanted to make sure I mentioned that they love listening to you when they're doing pottery in the pottery shop here in Hinton. So
I'll tell her I said thank you.
yes, I will.
Every spin counts.
Thanks, Kayleigh. We'll talk to you very soon.
Yeah. Thank you, George.
We can fumble through this, or we can take the time to work it out. But every day is precious, let's not waste it when we can free all our doubts. I wanna show you, I wanna show you how to love me. I wanna show you, I wanna show you how to love me. I wanna show you how to love me. I wanna show you how to open up your heart and give me all the secrets held so close. We can take this love that we have and make it better than any we've ever known. I wanna show you, I wanna show you how to love me. I wanna show you, I wanna show you how to love me. I wanna show you how to love me. I wanna show you, I wanna show you how to love me. I wanna show you. I don't want you sitting at home with all these words spinning around in your head, or in agony all night while you're commiserating with your friends. This ain't no mystery. Oh baby, can't you see? You show
Wilderness Wavelength.